welcome to Creatively Reflect. And today I just wanted to spend some time just reflecting upon age and what I've learned in the last 40 years. And just because my birthday is literally round the corner, we'll be turning 41, which is an amazing and blessed place to be. And definitely grateful for all the lessons that I've learned so far, and I'm sure there are more lessons to learn in life. And it just made me think about the 40 life lessons, and I just wanted just to share it with everyone, as it can maybe serve as a guide, support, and just a bit of understanding how life can go sometimes. So to start, and also just that this isn't in any particular order as well. So yeah, so the first is, it is what it is. And I tend to use this quote, these words quite a bit, and it's just a way of just saying to myself that I don't have control over what happens outside of myself, and sometimes it is what it is, that it's happened, and all I can do is support myself in any way I see fit in that moment. And then the second is let them let you, which came by reading Mel Robbins' book, and it was extremely insightful. And it's in a similar arena as It Is What It Is. It's just that it's just letting people, situations show up as they do, because it's something that's happening outside myself. And then all I can do is think about how I can just, again, supporting myself, understanding myself, and give myself compassion if it's around difficult times, or somebody has shown up in a way that I didn't expect them to show up. It's just understanding that also that I should give other people compassion as well, because they could be in a difficult situation. So yeah, that's the second. And the third is, it's not about you, relax, which I think it's you can get what I mean by that it's not about you. So just relax. You know, when people act in a certain way, it's more about them and how they view themselves as about you. The fourth is be grateful. So even though there can be challenging times, it's just about being grateful, maybe thinking about what is the lesson here, and it's just being grateful for being alive, for being you, and picking those moments, even if they are fleeting, there's still moments that you can be grateful. So it could be looking outside your window and just seeing what you notice, or what you can hear, or what you can feel. It's, yeah, just being grateful. The fifth is do you. So again, it's just following what drives you, what makes you happy. Do you. Sometimes we are pressured to wait for other people, or we feel as though we can't complete a particular action or goal without the support of others. However, time goes by so quickly, and life is so short when we think about it. And sometimes we don't have that time to wait for others. Sometimes you have to do what's right for you in that moment, take that leap in that moment. Obviously, making sure that you thought about the consequences and weighed up the risk of taking that leap. But yeah, just do you. The sixth is when you rush, you do it twice. So I am a Aries and I have to work really hard when it comes to acting impulsively and maybe not thinking things through sometimes. And some situations it works, having that quality. In other situations it doesn't. And because I've rushed, because I've not thought it through, then I have to do whatever I've done twice because I've either made a mistake or not thought through the process correctly. So, yeah, when you rush, you do it twice. And then also stop blaming other people. So, this is about responsibility that yes, crappy things can happen in life and other people can do really horrible things, and it's not to excuse what somebody's done, but then there comes to a point where, as part of your healing journey, is to take a moment and just to say, I'm going to stop blaming other people for how my life is going if it's not going great, and that it's realizing that you have the power and capability to change the direction your life is going. And once you have that understanding, then anything can happen in life, which is amazing. Also, stress causes disease. So this is my eighth. And it's important to have those spaces where it's quiet, where you can relax, because if you're constantly stressed, overwhelmed, eventually it's going to take a toll on your physical body, because your emotional body, your essence is stress, it's overwhelmed, and that's going to have a massive impact because everything is connected. How we think, what we do, how we feel, it's all connected to each other. And then number 9 is say yes to life. So it's just being fearless and feel the fear and do it anyway, and just experiencing life. So, for example, my motto, my saying, whatever you want to call it, for 2025 is living life in colour. And that's connected just to say yes to life, yes to experiences, yes to opportunities, because that's what makes life amazing and where growth happens. And when you look back on your life, you can pinpoint those moments when you said yes. Number 10 is it comes to just one thing. And this was inspired by the book One Thing, I believe. Sorry. And it really did make me think about that there's always the one thing that you can change or work on that can bring you closer to your goal or to help you accomplish your goal. Whereas sometimes you can get lost in all the things that you need to do, when if you really explore and bring that awareness that it's only one thing that you need to do, which will have the bigger impact, if that makes sense. So sometimes if you feel as though you have a massive goal and there's so many different things to do, take a moment just to think, what is the one thing that's going to have the biggest impact? Where can I manage my energy? And it's amazing what you find out. Number 11 is buying stuff doesn't bring you happiness. So I think in this world where we're thought or conditioned to think actually that having stuff will make you happy, sometimes that's not the case. And what you can be left with is a load of stuff, a load of baggage, but it's not filled what you're unhappy about. And then you spent a lot of money, energy, time sourcing items, and when you have them, it's amazing in that moment, that instant gratification. But overall, it can become quite overwhelming and doesn't really help what you're not happy with or happy about in life. So yeah, that's come up quite recently for me. And yes, it all comes with self-awareness. Number 12 is keep your opinions to yourself. So yes, it all depends obviously on the situation. If you feel as though you have to advocate for yourself, please do so. Or if you feel as though you have to advocate for somebody else and you feel safe to do so, then go ahead. But there are certain situations where sometimes your opinion isn't needed, and maybe somebody just needs you to listen and to be there, as opposed to bringing your opinion into a situation. Number 13, which links onto number 12 in a way, but sometimes it is not your fight, meaning sometimes you're not needed to fight for somebody. And I don't mean physically fighting, but I mean in terms of being in someone's corner and arguing their case, or defending somebody. Because again, it's just about allowing other people to do that for themselves, that they feel empowered, that they can do that for themselves. And also it's a way of conserving energy, because it can be tiring if you're feeling as though you're constantly fighting for other people's rights and other people's autonomy in life. And it can be overwhelming and draining. So it's just, and it's not to say that you shouldn't do it. It's just to say, be mindful of how often you're doing it, and if it's having a negative impact upon your health and well-being in the whole process. Number 14 is it is okay to chill. It is okay to rest. It is okay to sit back and think, I'm just going to take time out today, or I'm going to take time out for a week. If you can do that, do that, because your body will thank you for that. Your mind will thank you for that. So it's important to plan in rest. It's important to incorporate rest as much as you need it. Also, for 15, live your own life and not others. So it does link in to other topics that I've brought up today, but it's just to affirm that you need to live your own life. You only have one life. why not make it the best that you can make it? Why not follow your dreams and not live for other people's lives? Because it's great for them, because they have a different lived experience, they have different goals, they have different dreams. So if it doesn't align with your dreams and your goals, eventually it's going to catch up to you if you're living the life of somebody else, because it's not meant for you. And sometimes we can feel upset, frustrated about this, which can have a negative impact upon our mental health. So again, it's just understanding and really thinking about, am I living life on my terms, or is it living life of other people? Number 16 is invest in yourself. So continuously invest in yourself, whatever that may be. We're forever growing, we're forever changing, and it's important to take time to invest in yourself. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It could be something you do once a month, once a year, once a quarter, whatever feels right. Invest in yourself. Number 17 is closed mouths don't get fed. So this is about, if you don't ask for it, then you may not get it, and don't be upset if you don't get it because you haven't asked for it. Sometimes people don't know what you want. They're not mind readers. So sometimes you have to ask. Sometimes you have to have that conversation. It can be difficult to have that conversation, but in the end, it's going to make you feel good because you'll be getting what you need, which is important. Number 18 is you can say no. So if you don't feel like doing something, or it doesn't feel right to you, it goes against your values, then sometimes you have to say no, and it's okay. You can't be responsible for everybody. You have to be responsible for yourself foremost. And if that means saying no every now and again, or it's okay too. Number 19, people will show you who they are, just give them time. And I think that's quite direct here, that yes, people will show you who they are, just give them that time. And yeah, people come into your life acting as though they're one way, and they probably leave your life acting in another way, and that's okay. And it's just, with that, it's just taking time to get to know somebody is important, instead of rushing in. If, for example, if it's a friendship, relationship, take your time to observe them. What do they do? How do they talk about other people? Do they really show up for you? How do you feel around them? Do you feel as though you can trust them, or is there hesitance? Really respect yourself, your intuition. Number 20, actions are louder than words. So unfortunately, some people think that words mean a lot, and they can mean a lot, but also it has to be backed up with actions as well. But it's really important to see how people act, because that shows so much about who they are, and if they mean what they're saying, if they show up as well as say that they're going to show up. Number 21, everything is connected. So everything is connected. Just thinking about nature and how that is all connected with the seasons. it happens with us humans as well, that we are connected. If one person feels sad and upset and they choose to share their sadness in a way that's not helpful and negative, then that's going to affect somebody else's day, somebody else's life, and they could potentially do the same to somebody else. So it's just understanding and really thinking about how you treat other people, how you treat yourself. It's okay to feel that you're having a bit of a crappy day, but do you really need to make other people feel that way? Maybe just take a moment, take time out, talk to somebody if you can, write it down rather than bringing it into the world and changing other people's energy. Number 22, humans are beautiful. So, and this has taken a while for me to really bring this into my life, but we are all beautiful people. We are special. We were born, we're living, we're existing. It's an amazing process. And there's beauty in all of us. Number 23, compassion is key to life. Again, having compassion for other people. Sometimes it feels as though that this is lacking in the world, and I do hope that it comes full circle and more people are compassionate and have that understanding of other people. But I think it really takes you far to have compassion for others. Number 24, once you understand yourself, life becomes easier, and it really does. Because then if someone says something about you or to you, you can say, actually, that's not who I am. I've done that work. I know who I am. I know my strengths, my weaknesses. I know in areas where I need to grow and develop. You can't tell me who I am because I already know that about myself. Number 25, you can set the terms. So it's all about feeling empowered in your life, that you can actually set the terms of how you want to be treated, how you treat other people. You have control over that. Number 26, stop watching other people live their life. So in the world of social media, it's easy to sit there and watch how other people are going out and what you see as achieving their goals or living the dream life. Why not take some of that time where you're watching others to actually apply what you're learning in your own life and see how far you get? So there's always space for learning. There's always space for watching other people because they're modeling how you can make changes in your life. Obviously, depends on who you're following and watching. But it's why not take note, but then apply it to your own life and see what happens in your own life as opposed to watching other people. Number 27 is choose what is right for you. And this closely links into other topics brought up here, but it's just choosing what is right for you. If you come up to a situation or something's happening, take a moment, take a breath, pause, ask yourself, is it right for me? If I do this, if I say this, how will it feel? Number 28, you cannot choose family. Unfortunately, sometimes in life that we can have difficulties with family members, and it's just understanding that they're not, you can't choose them. They are who they are. and it's up to you how you navigate your relationship with family members. If it's toxic and you've tried to make it work and it just doesn't feel right, then it's okay to walk away and take a moment. You don't have to stay in toxic situations. Again, you have that choice to a degree. Obviously, it depends on how old you are, but there are professionals out there, support services out there as well that you can utilize and contact to have conversations about what is your next step. So it's just something to think about when we're thinking about family, and is it going to help you in your life by staying in situations that are harmful to you. Number 29 is self-care is not selfish. And there it is, it's not. If you want to take time out, you take that time out. If you want to go and get a pedicure or manicure or get your hair done or whatever you determine as self-care, it's different for everybody, then you do that. It's not selfish, it's needed. You need to take care of yourself. Like I've mentioned throughout, is you have one body, you have one life. Take care of it. Use self-care however often you need. Number 30, stop worrying about other people and what they think, because other people aren't thinking about you, they're thinking about themselves. There's so many of us that are caught up in our minds and how we think other people see us. So just stop worrying about it. If you feel that there's a certain way that you want to show up in life and it's not harmful to yourself or other people, then do so. You have, again, this is an amazing life and it's fleeting. If you are rewarded with being able to look back in older age, how do you want to look back on the life that you've lived? Number 31, you are enough. You are enough. Just by you being here and who you are enough. Number 32, break it down. Don't think that there's a massive goal that you want to achieve and you think, oh gosh, I've got to achieve this massive goal, because that can just cause a lot of stress, overwhelm, anxiety. Just break it down into smaller steps, smaller chunks. What can you do today? What can you do tomorrow? What can you do in a week? Just break it down. Number 33, connect with nature. This has been beneficial in my healing, in my journey of returning to self, that through connecting with nature and taking time just to breathe the air, to listen to the birds, it just made me feel joyful, connected, loved. Understand that difficult difficult moments are just moments. They are not my life. They just a part of my life, a part of my journey. And I link that to the seasons, that life is always changing. So if you can, just take time out to go for a walk or to just sit outside somewhere and just be still. And sometimes answers can come to you when you do that. Also, just giving back to nature if you can. And that can be just with littering. Don't just take your litter home, take your trash home. Be kind to nature, be kind to the environment. Number 34, be aware of your energy.